Seller Central Critical Guidelines. In this lesson, we're going to walk through some critical guidelines that you must follow when setting up your Seller Central account to make sure you don't get any issues. So Amazon have recently started being very particular about approving Seller Central accounts. They are doing this to aid in preventing any fraudulent accounts being created. If you do get an account review or suspension, then it can be a little time consuming fixing the issue. So it is even more critical now that you get it right first time. The following guidelines are critical. Do not ignore them. If you follow them to the letter, you should have no issues. They apply to everyone, no matter where you live or which marketplace you're setting up your account on. If you do receive any kind of suspension or review, please watch the lesson called Account Reviews and Suspensions after the Seller Central walkthrough lesson. Initial account creation. If you receive any kind of message saying there is an issue with your account creation, then do not panic. Do not, under any circumstances, try creating another new account. Trying to create more than one account can cause major issues when trying to fix any issue. If you do get issues, check the community for answers, and if you do not find an answer, then ask for help. Existing Seller Central account. If you have an existing account, then again, do not try creating another new account. If you try and access your account and you get an error message, then do not try and open another account. In other words, if you've had an account in the past but not really used it for a long time, then if you try and log in and it gives you an error, do not create another account. As long as your account was not closed for contravening Amazon's rules, then contact Seller Central support and ask them for help. Exception to the rule. If you try and access your account and you get an error message that tells you to create a new account, then you can. Go ahead and create a new account with a different email address. Only do this if the error message actually tells you to. And make sure you take a screenshot of that error in case you need to contact Seller Central in the future. You can change information inside your Seller Central account once you have created it. However, we do not recommend doing this for at least a month after the account has been opened, unless you get a message from Seller Central asking you to change something inside your account. Now we're going to cover the most common changes now. If you have any doubts, then go ahead and ask in the community. So, personal to business information. If you created your account with personal information and subsequently create a company, you can change your info. You will probably need a bank account for your company and use that as your new deposit method. When you are ready to do this, it is best to contact Seller Central support and explain why you want to do this and ask what you need to do. Now, as we mentioned earlier, there is an exception to changing the name on your Seller Central account. If you are in the UK or Germany, you are not allowed to change the name on your account. This comes from Amazon themselves. However, we have seen situations where members have been able to do this, but it's a very long and time-consuming process. So if you have a valid reason for doing this, then you can contact Seller Central support in the UK or Germany and plead your case, but it is very difficult. So we do recommend if you start in the UK or Germany that you do start with your business information. Changing address. If you move and want to change address, this is not an issue. Make sure you update your payment method info in Seller Central and with your bank so that the address you change to in Seller Central matches your credit card and your bank. If it is a business address, make sure your company information reflects the change. Again, we recommend contacting Seller Central support just to let them know you want to do this. Changing the payment or deposit method. Changing your payment and or deposit method should not cause any issues. Again, make sure all the information matches. Once again, contact Seller Central support before doing this. Working with a partner. When working with a partner, do not use the same login. One person should create the account. After the account is approved, add a new user under user permissions. This means both partners will have their own email and password, and this is very important. So wrap up on what's next. So what we covered critical guidelines you must follow when setting up your Seller Central account and also how you can change your information later. Next, you will discover how to make sure your documentation is accepted by Amazon. But that's it for this lesson. Take care.